Hello, Carinites. Good day and welcome back to class. See the beauty we have here. It's so fine. Look at that. Look at our shirts. I used the same color combination we used for our dress. Yeah, we have a matching dress. Look at using the same chevron pattern. So, we have this detailed tutorial available on the channel. If you're interested, check it out. I'll be leaving the link to this at the end screen of our of the tutorial. So for the dress, and also we made a matching beanie using the same pattern, but as for this one I used a double strand. As you can see, that is quite thick, but for the dress I used a single strand, same as the shirt. Very pretty. Look at the details. Look at that. So kindly check it out if you're interested. So this aside, so back to today's tutorial. We are making this beauty today. Like, I'm so obsessed with this color combination. Look at that. So I'll be taking you through the step by step on how to achieve this, and also we'll be making a matching short. So by next week we'll be dropping a matching short for our shirt. So don't forget, if you are not yet a subscriber, click that subscribe button. um and also, if you like to support, kindly subscribe to my membership plan, and also click the like button if you find it useful, and also drop a comment. So let me take you through the materials we'll be needing, and let's get started. So here are the materials we'll be needing. So as you can see, we'll be needing a couple of ball of yarn. Yeah, I did not add the orange. Right here, the brand I'll be using is Yeye. It's quite common in Nigeria. It's an 100% acrylic yarn, and as you can see, it's a fingerling yarn. It's thin. It's quite thin. So I'll be working with just a single strand, because for my shirt I want it lightweight. But if you want something thick, you can go ahead and work with double strand. All you need to do is just work with your with the correct measurement. So we'll be needing a couple of colors. I used 5 colors actually. The orange ball is missing here. So as you can see, that I used 1 2 3 4 and my main color making 5. Let me show you that. Yeah, the orange, the golden yellow, the bright yellow, and this butter color. So 1 2 3 4, then my main color 5. So that being said, I used less than a ball each. No, for the main color I used more than a ball. And also we'll be needing stitch markers, very important. For the hook size, I'll be using the same hook size I used for my dress. I'll be using size 2.5 mm hook. For the shirt, we'll be needing a tapestry needle. We'll be using that to weave in our hands and also to attach our buttons. And also, yeah, we'll be needing buttons, some buttons. I actually have just 4 pieces left, and I used everything for the shirt. So for the size of the button is about 1 centimeter, as you can see. It depends. If you want it bigger, you can go ahead and use bigger buttons. And also we'll be needing a pair of scissors for cutting. So that being said, these are the materials we've been needing for this beautiful shirt. So let's get started. So to kickstart our shirt, I'm making for size 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months. So we are going to be, remember it's a shirt, obviously we are going to be making the front panel and the back panel. So since it's a button down shirt, we are going to be making 2 pieces for the front panel. We are going to be having one on the right, one on the left, and we are going to have one big piece for the back panel. So the chest round measurement for the size I'm making is 20 inches. That's the chest round. So we are going to be dividing that by 2. So 20 inches divided by 2, that's 10. So we want a foundation chain that is 10 inches long. And here is it. The pattern we are working with, we need a multiple of 17 plus 4. So your foundation chain should be around, make sure you do your calculation, multiple of 17, then you add extra 4 chains to it. And I will advise one thing: make sure that your chain is a little bit, it's like 2 inches longer than the actual size you want. So like I said, my chest round measurement is 20 divided by 2, that's 10 inches. So instead of making a chain that is about 10 inches long, I'll make a chain that is around 12 inches. That is because the pattern we are working with shrinks. Remember, it's a chevron pattern, so it goes up down up down up down, so it shrinks. It's not a straight line, so you should add 2 more inches. So I'm going to make a knot, and I will go ahead and make a chain that is around 12 inches long. I will come and let you know the number of chains I did and what next to do. So this is my foundation chain, as you can see from the beginning of my measuring tape right here. It measures 12 inches. Remember I said you had 2 more inches to your actual measurement because of the nature of the pattern we are working with, and the multiple of 17 that I used was 68. Remember I said multiple of 17 plus 4, so the multiple of 17 I used was 68. So 68 plus 4, that will give you 72. So right here I have 72 chains. So after that, to start working our pattern, I'm going to skip the first 3 chains. This is not a chain, this is just a loop, so this does not count as a chain. So we start counting from here. So you count 1, 2, 3, you skip those 3, and into the 4th chain you go ahead and work a double crochet. You yarn over, go into your chain, pull out a loop. You have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So after this, chain 3 that we skipped actually counts as our first double crochet. So with this, making 2. So after that, we will now go ahead and work 7 more double crochets. We have 2 here, so when you work 7 more, we are going to have 9 double crochets in total. So you go into your next chain, you start working your 7 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So in total, with the first 2 double crochets, we should be having 9 double crochets in total. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have that. So after that, you are going to skip the next 2 chains. So you skip here, you skip here, you skip the next 2, then jump into the 3rd and start working. We are going to work 7 double crochets in total. This is our first. So I'll work 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7. So we have 7 double crochets, and after that, into the next chain, we are going to work a double crochet, chain 2, a double crochet, all in one chain. So you go in, work a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And after that, I'll move to the next. Starting from the next chain, I'll work 7 double crochets. So I'll go ahead and complete 7 double crochets. So right here, this double crochet, chain 2 double crochet is separate, so we are not counting the double crochets in there. We are counting, we'll start counting after this corner. So you're going to count from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we had the first valley here, we had U here, then the next will be a valley. So it's down, up, just like that. So after completing 7, we are going to repeat what we have here. We are going to skip 2, 1, 2, then you start working from the next 1, and we complete 7 double crochets as well. So after completing 7 double crochets, the next we are going to be repeating is this, which is the heel. So you move to the next chain, you're going to work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, all in the same chain. So after that, you go ahead and work 7 double crochets again. You start counting from the next chain. You work 7 double crochets. After completing that, you skip the next 2 chains, you jump into the next, you work 7 double crochets. After that, into the next chain, you work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. It's just repetition, so you just continue repeating this until you get to the end. When you get to the end, I will come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have. As you can see, this is where we started. So we have the valley, heel, valley, heel, valley, heel, valley. So this is what we have. So after working my last 7 double crochets, I'm left with 1 chain. So into that last chain, we are going to work 2 double crochets inside. We're going to work 2 double crochets. Remember, we started with 9 double crochets at the beginning, so we are finishing with 9 double crochets as well. So this is applicable to all sizes. So moving on to the next round, you are going to turn. You can go ahead and chain 3 as your first double crochet, or you can do the one I usually do. You go into your first stitch without chaining, you work a single crochet, then on top of that single crochet you go right in and work another single crochet on top, so that counts as our first double crochet. So after that, you go back into that same spot and add one more double crochet. So you will always start with 2 double crochets. So if you chain 3, that counts as your first double crochet. Then you just go in here and work one more double crochet, which is 2 like that. So you are always going to start with 2 double crochets, and I will go ahead and work 7 double crochets. Remember, we worked 2 in the first, so I will go ahead and work 7 double crochets. So when I have 7 double crochets, I'll come and show you what next to do. So in summary, you will always start with 9 double crochets in total, and you will always finish with 9 double crochets as well. So remember, we chained 3, or you work your 2 single crochets, then added 1 more double crochet into that very first stitch. So that's my 2. I have 1, 2 with the 7 more double crochets, so that would be 9. So let's count together: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you are left with this. You are going to skip the next 2 stitches. Remember, this is a valley, so we are going to maintain that. So you skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2. You skip the last 2 stitches in this section. You skip the first stitch in this section. So you skip the last here and the first here. So 1, 2, you skip it and you move to the next and start working another group of 7 double crochets. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 7. So we've completed 7 double crochets here. This is what it looks like. So after completing your 7 double crochets, you go into your chain 2 space. Whenever you get here, you will always work 1 double crochet, chain 2, then 1 double crochet. That is what you will always do here. So after that, I will go ahead and work 7 double crochets again. So you start working from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After that, after completing 7 double crochets, you are going to skip the next 2 stitches. After that, you go ahead and work 7 double crochets again. When you get to the chain 2 space, you work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and you go ahead and keep repeating the pattern until you get to the end. And when I get to the end, I will come and show you how to start the third round again. So I am right here at the end of my second row. Look at that. See our pattern already. That's taking shape already. So I have my last stitch, which is the chain 3. So remember, I said we will always start with 2 double crochets and also end with 2 double crochets. So in my last, at the top of the chain 3, I will go ahead and work 2 double crochets inside, 1, and I will add 1 more, 2. So you will always start with 9 double crochets and always end with 9 double crochets. So this is what I have. Well, after these 2 rows, I'm actually supposed to switch colors, but I'll just show you how to start the third row, and I'll go ahead and switch my color later. So after completing that, remember I said you can always chain 3, which counts as a first double crochet, or you do your 2 single crochets that counts as 1 double crochet. So for the 2 single crochet, you just go into your very first stitch, work your first single crochet, then you go into this loop, work a single crochet. So that's my first double crochet. Now I'll go back into that same space and add 1 more. So we have our 2 double crochets. Now we go ahead and complete 7 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So after completing 7 double crochets, you are going to skip the next 2 stitches. So you skip the last stitch here and the first stitch here. So you move here and you start working. So you go ahead, work your 7 double crochets. You are going to finish here. Your 7th stitch will be right on top of this last stitch. So after doing that, into your chain 2, you are going to work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. Then you move to this side, work your 7 double crochets. You are going to stop here. So you skip the next 2 stitches and you go ahead and work your 7 double crochets again. So you just go ahead and keep repeating that, and when you get to the end, into your very last stitch here, you are going to work 2 double crochets inside. because remember, you are always going to start and also finish with 9 double crochets. So this is what we have. So you just go ahead and keep repeating until you have the height of the shirt, the length of the shirt that you want. As for me, I think I'm working with around 11 inches, so I will keep going until I have 11 inches. So I will come back and let you know the number of rows I did. And so you can go ahead and switch colors. You can work with one color if that's the design you want, or if you want to switch color. As for me, I'll be switching colors. So when I have my 11 inches done, I'll come and show you what it looks like. So this is what my back panel looks like. Look at that. Remember, I started with orange, so I did 4 rows of army green, 2 rows of mustard yellow, 4 rows of army green. So I just divided my colors like that. I did a total of 30 rows. Yeah, 30 rows in total. So you have about 10.5 inches, almost 11. So this is what I have. So I have the back panel already. So to work the back panel, it's practically the same pattern, but here is what you're going to do. Remember, my actual measurement was my actual foundation chain was actually 68, which is the multiple of 17. Then we added 4. So if you are going to be dividing, you are going to be removing the chain, the extra 4 that we added. You're going to be removing that. So you see that your multiple of 17, that one, that's what you are going to be dividing by 2. So my multiple of 17 was 68. Remember, I added 4 more, so I had 72. So 68 divided by 2, that is 34. Yeah, so 34. When you get your chain, so when you get your stitch count after the division, after dividing, so you're now going to add your extra chain 4 to it. So 68 divided by 2, that gives me 34. So 34 with the chain 4 extra that we are adding. So that will give me 34 plus 4. So that will give me 38. So my foundation chain for each panel, because it's a button down shirt for me. So we are going to be working one panel here, one panel here. So I'm going to be working with 38 foundation chain, 38 foundation chain. I hope that makes sense. Let me take that again. Remember I said we are working with multiple of 17. So the multiple of 17 I worked with was 68. So I added 4 more chains, which gave me 72. So now to make the front panels, if you are making your own a polo that is not buttoned down, you just go ahead and repeat the same thing before you make your what's it called now, your collar, your neckline. But if you are making a button down just like what I did, you are going to the actual multiple of 17 that you worked with, you're going to divide it by 2. Mine was 68, so I'm going to divide it by 2. That will give me 34. So 34, you are now going to add 4 more chains. So 34 plus 4, that's 38. So my foundation chain for the first part will be 38, for the second side will be 38. So I will go ahead and work the first side. You are going to follow practically the same pattern. It's the same thing, no difference. When I have the first part done, I will come and show you how we are going to work our buttonhole. Then we'll go ahead and work the second side as well. So here is what my first panel looks like. Look at that, very small and cute. So this is what I have. I worked the exact same number of rows that I did for the back panel, which was 30 rows. So I'm going to set this aside. So we are going to be working, I'm going to be working the buttonhole. So I want to start my, what's it called now, my buttonhole. I want to start from the wrong side because I want the final row, because we'll be working 4 rows in total. I want the final row to be on the right side. This is my right side, as you can see. So I'm starting right here. So I'll grab my main color, which is this army green, and I will go right into this right here, and I will join with the chain. So right now we are going to be working with single crochet. So for each row, each double crochet row, we are going to be working two single crochets. So starting from here, I'll just go ahead, I'll work 1, and I'll go back and add 1 more, 2. So I'll move to the next. I can put 1 here, 1, and work the final 1 here, 2. So I'll move to the next row, 1, and right in here, 2. So we are just working two single crochets into each row. So I will go ahead and repeat this until I get right here at the top. Then I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what we have after working our first row. So to work the second row, you are just going to chain one and turn. So after turning, we repeat the same thing. We work one single crochet in all stitches. So starting from the first stitch. So I will go ahead and complete my single crochet till I get to the end. So this is what I have after working the second row. So after completing the second row, so remember I said we are doing 4 rows in total. So the third row is where we are going to be doing our creating our buttonhole. So I'll chain one and turn. I want to have 4 buttonholes in total. It depends on the number of buttonholes you want. So if you are putting like 5 or 6, so you have to divide accordingly. You are going to count your total number of your stitch counts, then divide it. So as for me, I'm having 60 stitches in total. So you're going to start with, I'll work 9 single crochets. So I'll go ahead and complete 9 single crochets. So I've completed 9 single crochets, and after that I'm going to chain up 2. And this also depends on the size of button you are working with. If you are working with a very big button, then you need to chain more. If you are working with smaller button, then you might need to chain just 1. So as for me, I will chain 2, 1, 2. I'll chain that loosely, and I'll skip the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. I'm going to skip it, then I'll move to the next, and I will start 1, 2, 3. So I'll go ahead and work 13 single crochets in total. So when I complete 13, I'll chain up 2, skip the next 2 stitches, and go ahead and start working 13 again. So I'll go ahead and keep repeating this until I get to the very end. So this is what I have. I have my first buttonhole. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our final row, we're going to chain 1 and we are going to turn. So this row, nothing special. We are just going to work 1 single crochet in all our stitches, 1 single crochet across, and when you get to your chain 2 space, you are just going to work 2 single crochet inside. So let me show you that. So 1, so I've gotten to my chain 2 space, so I'll just go in, work my first and my second single crochet, then I will go ahead and continue working my single crochet. So I will go ahead and continue working this. Remember to always work 2 single crochets when you get to your chain 2 space. So I will go ahead and keep repeating that until I get to the very end. When I get to the end, I will chain 1 and fasten off. So this is what I have. We have our 4 rows completed. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, we have our buttonholes. So we have the first, we have one of our front panel. So this is what we are going to do. We'll go ahead and repeat the same thing, the exact same thing for the second panel, but the only difference is we are not adding buttonholes. What you are going to do, you are going to work this extended part. You just go ahead and work regular 4 rows of single crochets, no buttonholes, just 4 rows of single crochet. This is where you are going to be attaching the buttons. Remember, these are the buttonholes. So you just work 4 rows of single crochets. Remember, two single crochets in each row. Work 4 rows with no holes, and we are going to be placing our buttons on that. So I will go ahead and work my second panel. So when I have that done, I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have. This was the one we did earlier with buttonholes. So as you can see, the second panel, no buttonholes, just regular 4 rows of single crochets. So we have the front panels done, and here's our back panel. So before we join, the last thing we'll be doing is the sleeve. So for the sleeves, the armhole I want to work with is 10 inches. So just like we did for the panels, we'll go ahead and make a chain. Remember, we are working with multiple of 17, so we make a chain that is 10 inches long. Remember to add more because of our because this shrinks. So you just go ahead, work the length you want for your sleeve on how long you want it to. Remember, we are working with the same pattern, so I will go ahead and work. I will be working with around 9 inches, sorry. I'll be working around 4 to 4.5 inches or max 5 inches for my sleeve. So I will come, and when I have my sleeve ready, I will come and show you what to do. Remember, we are making 2 pieces for our sleeves. So after we have our sleeves ready, all we need to do is come and start joining our pieces together. So this is what my sleeves looks like. As you can see, I add my colors, but I had to do just one rows because I don't want my sleeves to be too long. So here is trying to take the measurement. In length, remember I said I'm working with 10 inches. As you can see, I have my 10 inches. And for the height, in length, I have 4.5. So in total for this, I think I did, this is 3 times 4. So I did 12 rows in total. So this is my sleeve. So right now, what we have left to do is start joining our pieces together. So I'm going to set this to a side and start with our front and back panels. So here is what we have. So you pick where you want to be in the front. So this is the front for me, this is the front for me, and this is the front for me. So the front is going to be facing down. Remember, this is going to be in the front. The single crochet row will be inside, not outside. So you're going to have this. So we want to join the shoulders first. So what we are going to do is, remember, we can't join everything completely. So we are going to be leaving about 2 to 2.5 inches on each side so that we can have the neckline. Do you get? So I'll be leaving 2.5 inch for 0 to 6 months. I'll suggest you leave 2 inches. You leave 2 inches on this side, 2 inches on this side. Yeah. So for 12 months, for 6 to 12 months, and 12 to, that's 1 year to 3 years old, I'll suggest you leave 2.5 inches. But if your baby is thick and chubby, I'll suggest you leave up to 3 inches because of the neckline, so it's not too tight. So you are going to, right here, this is 2.5, this right here, this stitch right here. I'm going to grab my stitch marker. So I have that marked. So I'll do the same thing for the second side. 2.5 inches. Okay, 2.5. So I will go ahead and count and make sure it's the same thing. If it's not, I will try and adjust that. So from this, I have 1, 2, 3 on the fourth. 1, 2, 3 on the fourth. Yeah, perfect. So we start joining our panels. We start joining from the outside, then we join inwards until we get right here, right on top of this stitch marker. This stitch markers, that's where we are going to stop. So this right here is going to be our neckline. So we are going to, okay, so make sure that the right sides are facing inside, because we'll be joining on the wrong sides. So I'll grab my yarn. So I'm going to make a slip knot. Now we go ahead. I'm going to my first stitch here and into the first stitch right here at the back, on the back panel. So I will join with a chain, then start working single crochet. So I'll go right into that very same first stitch and into the same first stitch at the back and work a single crochet. Then I'll move into the next stitch. I'll move into the next stitch at the back as well and work a single crochet. I'll move into the next stitch. I'll move into the next stitch at the back as well and work a single crochet. So I'll go ahead and keep joining. So quick one, when you get to your chain 2 space, you just go right in and work 2 single crochets inside. 1, 2. Then you continue your joining. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the final one, which will be right on our stitch marker. So I'll chain 1 and fasten off. So I fasten off already, and this is what I have after joining. So we are going to repeat the same thing for the second side. As you can see that I have that marked, so I can start joining from here, or just turn my piece and start joining from the back. So I will go ahead and join, When I have this join as well, I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have after joining the shoulders. So okay, I've turned it to the right side, and this is what it looks like. So right now, so it's going to be overlapping like this, because we are going to be putting buttons here, and these are button hole. Perfect. So the next thing we'll be doing is adding our sleeves. So that's going to go like this. So we are going to be turning back to the wrong side. So on the wrong side, we are going to be attaching like so. So I'm going to take the measurement. I'm going to grab my stitch markers again. So remember, this is, so I'll make sure my sleeve also is the wrong side. Okay, so this is where I finish my last row, so that will be my right side. So this is what I have. So remember, the sleeve is 10 inches. This give me about 10.5 inches. So we are going to be this is 5 inches right here, and this is 5 inches as well. So these are 10 inches. So we want to join this here. So I'm going to mark the center. I'm going to count the total stitch and join to the very center stitch, which is obviously right here in the center. I have 2 picks here, 2 picks here as well. So this valley right here is my center. So I'm just going to pick a stitch right here in the center. So we're going to be joining 5 inches right here, here, this row. So I'm going to be joining the last stitch here to hit. Now make sure I pick the same row for the other panel. So I have the 4th single crochet here, 4th row of double crochet rather, right there at the top. So that's where I'm going to have my sleeves perfectly marked. So I'll do the same marking for the second side, and I'll come and show you how we're going to start our joining. So I have the 2 sleeves attached to the panel. So to start joining our sleeves, so I'm going to start joining here. Remember, we are working 2 single crochets in each row. So right here, this row here, we are working 2 single crochets, but here we are working 1 single crochet into each stitch. So I'll go right here, I'll go right into my stitch, join with the chain, and start working my single crochets. So I'll go into the first stitch, then I'll go right into my row here at the back, work my 4 single crochet, then I'll go into the next stitch here in the front, then I'll go back into the same row at the back. Remember, it's 2 single crochet in each row. I'll go back into the same row and work a single crochet. I hope that makes sense. I'll move to the next stitch, which is this, then I'll move to the next row at the back, which is this. I'll move right here, work my 4 single crochet, I'll move to the next stitch in the front, I'll move into, and I'll go back into that same row at the back. Remember, it's 2 single crochets in a row. I'll move to the next stitch in the front, I'll move to the next row in the back, I'll work a single crochet, I'll move to the next stitch in the front, and into the same row at the back, I'll work a single crochet. So I'll go ahead, keep repeating this until I have it completely joined. In case you have more stitches in the front, just go ahead and shuffle in between. So after joining, I will go ahead and join and do the same thing for the second sleeve. So when I have my 2 sleeves joined, we'll come back and work our collar. So this is what it looks like after joining. Join this side, join this side. So I'm going to turn to the right side. Let's see what it looks like. So as you can see, our shirt is coming together. So before we now work our collar, the last joining we'll be doing is we'll be joining the from the hem, from the sleeve right to the body. So I'm going to turn back to the wrong side and we are going to start joining. So this should be very simple and fast because we'll be working 2 single crochets in each row. So sorry. So I'm going to join like this. So we are working this way all the way down here. So I have a slip knot on my yarn. So I'll go right in here, this very top, right there, and join with the chain. And we are going to start working 2 single crochets, remember. So right here, I'll go into that same space. I want to hide this along as well. So 1, I'll go back into that same space at the back. 2, then I'll move to the next row, which is this. 1, 2, and you can decide to space it out. So I'll just go ahead and keep repeating 1 2 1 2. I'll go all the way. When I get there, I'll move to the body and repeat the same thing. So when I have this side joined, I'll fasten off and I will go ahead and join the other side as well. So after joining the 2 sides, we'll come back and work our collar, sorry. So this is what I have after joining. So I'm going to turn to the right side. And here is what I have. I love how this color blends into each other. So this is what we have. So right now we are going to work on the collar, and for the collar I want something thick, so I'm going to be working with double strand for the collar. So this long strand here, I want to use it to join my buttons. So I'll start working right here. You see that we did 4 rows of single crochets. So right here at the top, as you can see, I have double strands. So I'm going to make a knot using the same hook. Now we join, chain 1. Now I'm going to be working single crochet in all stitches. So into that same spot, I'll work a single crochet. Then I'll move to the next, work a single crochet. That's 2. Remember we did 4 rows, so I'll be working 4 single crochets in total. 3 and 4. So right now we are going to be working into each and every of our stitches. So right here, work 1 single crochet in all stitches, and when you get to your chain 2 space, you work 2 single crochets inside. So you just go ahead and work 1 single crochet in all stitches, and in chain 2 you work 2 stitches. So you work all the way around the neck, at the back panel, then back here. So I'll work all the way until I get to this point, to this other side. So this is what I have after working single crochet. So right now, for the next few rows, we are going to be working half double crochet. So you will always chain 1 and turn. So into the very first stitch, to work your half double crochet, you yarn over, you go into that very first stitch, pull out a loop and pull through all 3 loops. So that's our first half double crochet, and we go ahead and continue working half double crochet into each and every of our stitches. So we go ahead, work half double crochet all the way until you get right here. So when I get here, I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have after working my half double crochet. So for the next few rows, we always chain 1 and turn, and you repeat the same thing. You keep working half double crochet, 1 half double crochet into each stitch. So we keep going back and forth until we achieve the height we want for our collar. As for me, for 0 to 12 months, you will keep going until you have about 2 inches. For 1 to 3 years, you keep going until you have about 2.5 or 3 inches, depending on how high you want your collar. So when I have my 2 inches done, I will come and show you what it looks like. We are going to have, after completing my 2 inches, I'll come back and work the final row with you, and after that we are just going to add our buttons and our shirt should be ready. So I have my 2 inches. So here's my tape, my measuring tape. So from here right to where we did our single crochet, the first row on the collar. As you can see, I have my 2 inches. So I did after crochet row, I did 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. I did 7 rows, then I did 1 row of single crochet. So our final row is going to be single crochet, and make sure it's on the right side. So I chained one and turn, and we are going to, starting from the very first stitch, you're going to work 1 single crochet into each and every of my stitches. So just 1 single crochet all through. So when I get to the end here, I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. And after that, the last thing I'm going to do is I will go ahead and attach my buttons here and also weave in my hands, and I will come back and show you what my finished shirt looks like. So this right here is what my shirt looks like. Look at that beauty. I love the color combination. Like, it's so sweet, very beautiful. And I hope you're able to make yours as well. I've weaved in my hands, and as you can see, I've attached my button. So in case you are interested, we have a matching dress for our baby girls. Look at that. The same pattern, the same chevron pattern. Look at that, same color combination. So in case you're interested, the design, the pattern is, the detailed tutorial is available on the channel. Kindly check it out. And for the dress, we have a matching beanie as well. But for this, I used double strand instead of single strand. But for the dress, I used a single strand, same as the shirts. Look at that. So check it out if you're interested. So by next week, we'll be dropping a matching short for our shirts. Remember, I said it's going to be a 2-in-1 set, 2-piece. So we have our shirt, now we have our short left. So this marks the end of this video tutorial, and I believe you find it useful. So if you do, please give it a thumbs up and drop a comment, and click the subscribe button if you are not a subscriber. And also, if you like to support, kindly join my membership plan. Pattern will be available. Kindly check the description box for more details. So until next week, bye.